Hey, kind sir, we're on live, brother.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you, Brother Chris. And my name's Nathaniel Gadsden, and this is the Writer's Wordshop. And so glad to have an opportunity to be with you once again. Brother Neil Owens is there as well. Brother Neil, how you doing?
How you doing, Nate? Great to be here.
Yes, great to be here, man. Great to be here. Brother Chris is hooking us up there, man. He was keeping.
Yes,
I got
yes,
to figure out still how.
absolutely.
Yeah, I still have to figure out how to work it all, but it's all good. But that website looks great. We're talking about the Writers Workshop. You can go to Nathaniel Gaston's Writers Workshop on Facebook, and you'll see a brand new, web page there. There you go. Brother Chris has it up, and you can see some of those outstanding faces. In fact, Brother Neil is the top right. I see in the circle there. Yeah, and then man, all kinds of folks up on there. That's great stuff. Lazille Powder, Nan Swanson, Maria Chow.
Hmm.
Looks like Tef, No Onye. There's Ro Brady. There's Julia Mallory, Wendy No Onye, and also Dr. Dan Snowden. Great pictures, man. I like that. Yeah, the backbone of the writer's workshop.
All right.
That's good stuff. Hey, Neil, we got a big thing coming up tomorrow for the Harrisburg area here. It's called Poetry and Pastry. We're looking forward to that, man. We have some poets who have signed up. They're going to come out, and we got pastry. I hope we have enough pastry. People be hungry up in the morning.
Yes.
How much pastry do we have?
Yeah, get some on their pastries. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're bringing some kids too. I'm like, oh Lord, what did we get ourselves into? But I want to thank Giant Foods for stepping up big time, and they're supplying a lot of the pastry and the donuts and all that, and also the coffee and tea. I mean, they're just doing it up for us, man. And then Aetna Insurance supplied funding to make this possible as well. And so we're going to thank Sister Kiera from Aetna Insurance and brother, I think it's John out of, I'm probably messing it up, out of Giant Foods. But anyhow, Nicole Wilkerson really has been the spearhead, our events coordinator, and she really has done a fantastic job of making connections and keeping things going for us. And we have a lot of good stuff coming up, man. I'll be telling you more about that. But yeah, tomorrow morning, folks, from 9 a.m. until 12, I'm sorry, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., we're going to have what's called Poets and Pastry out at 900 South Arlington Avenue. It's a beautiful building. It's the United Church Center, and it is a building. So don't look for a church. It's more of a corporate building, but has all kinds of agencies in there, nonprofit agencies. And that's where Life Esteem is in the Writer's Workshop. We have our offices there on the first floor, Suite 221B, and with that whole, just about that whole side of the hallway, we have all those, different offices there. So, we keep a lot of things going. And we were out there last night, in fact, with a wonderful group of young people who are on their way to Boston, Massachusetts, because they are the gold medal winners from the Harrisburg area, Harrisburg NAACP AXO program, and they will be competing against the nation starting next Thursday. In fact, the AXO kicks off next Wednesday, and then all the competition, I believe, takes place next Thursday all day. And we're looking forward to our young people doing the best that they can do. And what we created was what's called a AXO Preparatory Academy. And so we took all of those, folks, those young folks, and there you see right there, that's a young lady who was our singer. She participated last year in the Nationals. She's a beautiful voice, and she will be, participating. That's the lady with the hat is Nicole Wilkerson. And here you see one of our, that's Nicole Wilkerson with the white hat, and then my wife, Patricia Gaston, sitting over there. And the young lady sitting next to my wife, she's also a wonderful, she took third place in the nation last year in dance traditional dance. And she's her people are from Nigeria, I believe. And she got up and did an original piece from Nigeria and brought the house down, and she took third place. So she's going to be competing again. And then one is named Tasani, the other one's Sunny. And the young lady that was singing, she's from Ethiopia. Her people from Ethiopia. Here you see, this is Janice Baldwin in the chair, the blue shirt. She also competed last year, did an excellent poet. This year, she actually won gold medal as a essayist. She has a long essay that she did and really impressed people greatly. And she's a great presenter, by the way. But you see sitting in the chairs across from her to the left is Valerie Gray. She is a professor at Harrisburg Area Community College, excellent writer, promotes poetry big time. And then also Lillian Bates. And Lillian Bates is one of the folks in the Harrisburg area who was really on the cutting edge of doing all kinds of stuff with youth. She's involved in so many programs. She has 3 daughters, all of them highly successful. All of them have master's degrees, all of them doing great stuff. And so her and her daughter, one daughter in particular, Angela Bates, who's here in Harrisburg, does a great thing. That's a great picture of Janice Baldwin. Here you see a young lady by the name of India Smith. She is the student who will be participating as our poet, our performance poet, and she's excellent, by the way. She wrote a dynamite piece, and the young lady that's working with her in the green there, that happens to be Carmen Henry Harris, and Carmen Henry Harris is an outstanding, community worker, all kinds of things. She literally is an outstanding performer. She is in the media and all that, but just listening to her yesterday perform India's poem to show her how to use her hands and move, I'm thinking, boy, she is excellent. So anyhow, we had a wonderful preparatory academy. The whole purpose was to get our young people ready as far as the interviews, because they do interview the students, and also the performance, to make sure they're not nervous, and make sure they're pronouncing their words and all that kind of good stuff. So hats off to all of our mentors and our teachers, and then hats off to all the students who took time to participate. The young lady, by the way, who was sitting down, and I mess up the names all the time, Tashani, she, and by the way, is right now, I think, living in Baltimore. She was in Baltimore. She graduated from high school, and she came all the way up just for the, the tutoring last night. And, that's like an hour and a half drive, and I'm going to take hats off to her. And she said it was extremely beneficial, to participate in the academy. So God bless her. When young folks are really hungry and when they want to win and they want to do their best, they put forth an effort. And thank you to the parents who did the driving and had to bring them up here and, that kind of stuff. So God bless them all. So that's what's happening. We have a lot of good stuff going on. And, I just hope the folks will come out and support. See us tomorrow. It's a free program. We do this on because we like to, give back to the community and also keep our, our poets fresh as well, give them a platform to perform and all that good stuff. We are going to do an awards ceremony, by the way. We're in the process of still planning it, but for some of our, not just local poets that we've worked with over the years, but poets. We intend, I say poets, writers. We intend to honor some people in October. And we're going to do it at the Central Penn College, we're hoping, and setting all that up. And we're going to have a nice dinner, and that's on a Saturday. And then that very next day, we have our International Storytelling Festival at the State Museum. So it's going to be a weekend full of tremendous writing and storytelling and poetry. So we'll tell you more about that as we go. Neil, what's going on with you, man? How's everything? Yeah, you're muted right now, brother. Yeah, you're muted right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. I'm well, praise God. Thankfully. The struggles in life that we all go through.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
It's I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm still sharing the word and doing good work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you go. And we need good, strong brothers, man. I was on a call today with a sister, I don't mind saying her name, Cherie Bailey, who I think is just phenomenal. Cherie, is from Harrisburg here. She now lives in Florida, but she has an international business, and she's working with people to brand themselves. And my wife and I both are working with her. And, I'm like, oh, we're up in age and everything. She's like, that don't mean nothing. And she's been kicking it, man. This morning we had a session, man. It was like spiritual. I'm saying this sister's on it, man. I mean, some people just know how to do it. And so she's been working with a lot of authors, a lot of athletes, pro athletes, people from in Africa and here in America. I mean, she's just all over the place. And the way she can keep everybody in mind in terms of, what she's talking to you about. And then she has clients all day long. And it's like, it's phenomenal. So anyhow, hats off to her. And I appreciate all the work she's doing. And then all the wonderful promoters of platforms of writers, hats off to them as well. We haven't heard from Queenie Clement in a little bit, but I'd love to get Queenie back on here. You work with Nathaniel, so have I, and she's doing good stuff. Have you talked to her lately?
I haven't talked to her lately. Last time I talked to her when she was on, I guess it's been a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Queenie does a lot of good work. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen some of the things she's doing. She does some very good work. She's definitely someone that, especially if you're new author you want to get in touch with,
Yeah.
get in touch with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she can surely help you get some exposure.
Yes, no question about it. No question about it. And we haven't lost her, but she moved down to Washington, D.C. and doing great stuff. Rovinia Brady and Brad, she and Queenie are real tight. And I hope that they're staying in touch with each other. But anyhow, Ro, is a mainstay here with the Writers Workshop. She's getting acclimated to D.C. And I hope that she'll find this platform again, get back up in here, tell us about all the good things she's doing. And
Yeah, she'll get back.
Oh, yeah, no question. Yeah. In fact, she sent me something today talking about something that she's doing on one of the platforms. I forget, but she's always active, writing, doing all the thing, But hats off to her and also her husband, Theo. Theo received a major appointment down in DC. There's Ro. Look at that. That's a great picture, too. And Ro's a teacher. I mean, she is a teacher, and so we're really glad to have her in the midst. And that's a good up close picture of Ro. Oh, she went to Bus Boys and Poets. We talked about that. Bus Boys and Poets is down in both DC and Maryland, at least up in this area. I'm sure it's other places as well, but yeah, man, that's a great venue. So it looked like she was reading down there. All right. Yeah, but anyhow, how are your projects coming along, man? How's your books and everything? What's going on?
Yeah, well, I was just talking with Chris because I am, I think I'm getting closer to releasing the storyteller. It'll be. I'm looking at September now, sometime in September.
That's good.
And
good news.
I'm currently working on the next project after that, which is Rise of the Fourth Reich. But the storytellers are very, very, very interesting piece because it has a lot of stories, a lot of different genres, and it is definitely an adult book.
Okay.
It's adult and new adult.
Okay.
And that's one of the things a lot of the, at my age, they don't realize I write a lot of new adult things, which is that age group from 18 to 30.
Okay.
And that is because the hero usually is in between that age range.
I was wondering, I was going to ask you to explain new adult, but I hear you.
That's what makes it new adult. That the hero is between the ages of 18 and 30. And that's where you have the new adult book. So it's something that relating to some of the younger adults. And it's in their line, in their language, and something that they can relate to. So yeah, it's new adult and adult.
Fantastic. That's great, man. But I know you keep it fresh, and you've shared some of your works with us, over the years now, and it's just great writing, man. So keep it going, and let us know when you make that big jump, because you were talking about 2024 one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
talking about. How are you, sister?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna release it in. I'm looking at September now. I'm
good, man.
I'm looking at sometime in September, no later than October. But
okay, yeah, because you were torturing us there for a while. You're like, hey,
I'm
man,
gonna get that piece. Cause it's really interesting piece, man.
Oh yeah. I'll vouch for that. I mean, every time you read it, I'm like, okay. And when you stop, it's like, cliffhanger. Dan, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Nanette, how you doing?
Hi. How you doing?
Yeah. She came on early tonight.
Yeah.
I've been in the house all day.
Oh, what's going on? What you mean in the house all day?
Because I didn't have anywhere to really go.
I hear you.
Because I've been out all week, and I thought, well, this is a day I could just use to just rest and just do what I do. I did.
That's good. I heard about rest. I heard that's
yeah,
a good thing.
Yesterday I was going all day. So
yeah,
very seldom I have like a free day.
There you go. Yeah. So how much writing did you get done?
I wrote 2 things here.
Okay. That's great. I was joking, but I'm glad to hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Are you going to share them tonight?
Huh?
You going to share them tonight?
Yeah, I like to, well, yeah, I like to
Okay.
get your criticism of, I mean, how I should speak and what you think of the piece. The
Well,
piece,
me and
yeah, I have
Bill
two.
will be happy to give our little, but I'm
It's,
sure it's good. I have no question about that. I'm sure it's good. Yeah, but we'll give her 2 cents. I got 1 penny, he got a penny, We'll make it work for you.
well, let me turn my light on. It's so
Okay.
light in here.
All right. How about you, Neil? You have anything to read tonight, man?
Yeah, I can read something.
Okay, great. Okay, good, good,
Read
good.
something.
And then,
I,
you coming out? You
go
coming out
ahead,
to the
what?
poetry pastry tomorrow? Are you coming out to the
Yes, I
poetry?
plan to come
Good.
for the
Okay.
poetry part, but I'm not doing pastries.
All right. Well, there's more for everybody. More for me.
I'm getting too round.
Yeah. Listen. Oh no, you don't even know. Yeah, but anyhow, we'll have some fun. But I'm glad you're coming out. Okay. But you were getting ready to say something.
Because I'm looking at the pieces that I write. I mean, can I call it poetry?
All the
It's
spoken
more of,
word.
it's more
All the
like
spoken word.
thoughts and, you know, I guess something I'm feeling or processing.
Spoken word.
Huh?
Spoken word. That's right. Yeah. Go ahead, Neil.
Spoken word.
That's what it is. A spoken word. That's the new genre.
Okay.
We blurred the lines of poetry and all that. It's a spoken word. Mhm.
Okay.
Want to do a piece now?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. We're listening.
Okay, the one piece, and then I'd like to get your criticism, whatever you want to
Okay.
say.
We're not going to use the word
Sure.
criticism. We'll say reflection. We're
Go
not
on
going
there.
to use
Go there.
criticism. We'll say reflection.
There's nothing wrong with critics.
No,
I don't think.
oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, is it?
Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. The title is Let's Talk About Love, True Love. Even though there is much wickedness in the world, there is also love. That love can be spread above if we commit to Jesus. He is love and will show us how to love if we but seek him, study his word, look around and see his great love. You let me know if I need you to tell me if I go too fast, if I should slow down or how I
Sounds
should
good. Yeah, just keep
pronounce
on
or
going.
whatever.
Yeah, keep on going.
Okay. Love changes everything. Love is kind, gentle, forgiving. Love brings peace to your soul. If we can get this in our spirit, love will grow. Let us choose love, and we shall have life everlasting. Because what the whole world needs now is love, sweet love. This is a heart thing and not a head thing. Love is like a warm place on a cold night. 1 Corinthians 13:4-8 says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It's not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always persevere. Love never fails. God is love, and that is the greatest love of all. Amen.
Amen. Yeah. So you just said it. That sounds like a prayer, huh?
Like a prayer?
Or an affirmation. Yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, this is the writer's workshop. It's not a poetry workshop. And I got to always remind myself that too. So, yeah, don't worry about whether or not it's poetry. It's writing, and you just wrote a nice piece. So I'm going to turn it over to Neil. Neil, if you want to get some reflection. But you're muted right now. Yeah, you're still muted. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like when you put in the scripture as it breaks down love and what love is. And I think a lot of times we fall away from what we like to use our own interpretations instead of over the scriptures.
Right.
And that's a problem. And you can throw your stuff in there with the scriptures. I mean, there's nothing greater than the scriptures.
Right. His word.
But so many try to, and I guess that's just the nature of man, of trying to supersede what is great, what is like. It's just like when they try to make all these different kinds of water. I mean, they want to make strawberry water and all this. I mean,
Yeah.
all this stuff. They're supposed to be making it water better. All this. I mean, it's just how people are.
Right.
You know? But I like you touched on love, and love is so important, and for us to have, because it's like you said, if we all show, it's so easy to love, so easy to love, and gosh,
We make it hard.
Yeah, we make it so hard. We make it so hard, and that's where it comes down to that piece getting in deeper, is just our human side, because of that. That's why Jesus said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of us that we have to really overcome. That flesh has a mind of its own.
Yeah. It's a war.
Yeah, it's a war. The war is within. That's right. That's exactly what it is, a war. The war is within. We got to understand the war is inside of us. That's the battle.
Yeah.
And we have to fight that every day. And man.
I got delivered at one time through the word, of course, because, I think you can't know love unless you know the Lord, unless you know the Lord.
Right.
You can't really know what love is and what it's all about.
Right.
Because I went through, I was married 17 years, and it was some good days and bad days, but a lot of bad days, because my husband got into drugs, and he might have never even got out of it after he come out of the Vietnam War, because that's what messed him up, I think. But and then I had said to myself, that I was always going to church and trying to hang on to this marriage. And then I said to myself, if this is love, I don't want it. I don't need it. And then a small, still voice came to me and said, I love you. And that was the word, that was Jesus speaking to me at that time. And it just opened me up. It just, made me feel so much better that I had the love of Christ. And I didn't really dwell on the love that that I thought I had from my husband. So yeah, I don't think you can know love unless you know Jesus.
Can I ask you a question? So, and I like the piece, and I like the use of the scripture, as Neil was saying, powerful. So, but what you just said, how come you didn't write that?
About
your marriage and about your husband, and about, at one point you said, if this is love, I don't want this,
Right.
Yeah, so, but you didn't write that. Why didn't you write that?
No.
Powerful, what you just got through saying.
And he spoke to me so many times, and he delivered me so many times through the scripture.
Okay. So there's I bought this book, the Caring and Counsel Bible, and it's powerful, but it has passages in it like that. So what you just got through saying, it reminded me so much of some of and they're like blue pages. And you turn to the blue pages, and there's someone who wrote a piece, and they take a theme like love, or whatever. And so then they sort of break it down with the personal piece. They also related back to scripture the whole bit. But I'm saying what you just got through saying, wow, that was like, okay. And so, yeah, I'm just challenging you to think about that, because so many people are in marriages that are not satisfying, not working, whatever, or they, have come out of something. And the question is, what do you do? So you're speaking about yourself, but you're also speaking to, thousands, if not millions of other people around the world who have experienced a lot of what you've experienced, right? And so yeah, sometimes we just talk and say things, but that's the power. And then we start writing, and we forget the stuff that we, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know if you want to tell that story. I'm just saying, if you do want to tell that story, as you just told it, that resonated with me as soon as you said it. I was like, okay. That's a very good reflective piece because I know it to be true.
I have a lot of stories to tell.
And that's the key.
My marriage.
But and that's the key. This is a person who just wrote a book called Love, and she's been married, I think 3 or 4 times. Let me think about that. And so here she is at, she's now of age, and so she's saying, okay, and her book is like flying off the shelf, and it's literally just called Love, but it's so raw, so open, and everybody said, you sure you want? And then boom, one guy bought like 30 copies of the book. He was just so taken back by it. And he just, oh my goodness, I've never, because she was so transparent, but she just said it and she just wrote it. And it's very real, it's very raw. At the same time, it's very powerful. And people are picking it up and making comments about it online. And it's like, wow. And she just sat there and just wrote the thing. It's not a big book, but it's her book.
Right.
It's honest.
Her story.
It's her story. And it's a story, and it's a story. But it's not just your story. Because most of our stories are universal stories. We just don't know it. If we really tell our story, there's someone else that's experienced that story, and that's why they pick those books up and read them in the first place, So I would just encourage you. You have a lot to say, and I think, you may want to unpack that and just say it, just say it. And I mean, say it the way you just said it,
Oh, okay.
It's really powerful. Yeah. And I like what you said. We had some good days and we had some bad days, but a lot of bad days. That's what's the run book starts off. It was the worst of times, it was the best of times. That's a classic line, it's like, what? Yeah. We can relate to that. Yeah. That's just my take on it. Okay. But good piece. Yeah, good piece. So now, are you done with it, or you think about maybe expanding that a little bit?
I thought about that. I said, where do I want to end this? So I just ended with amen.
Yeah.
But I did think about that.
I used to use amen quite a bit too. And I still doing some of my poems. And when people say, well, why do you say amen? Because it's almost like you're saying, but I think amen is a very appropriate thing to say if that's what you're trying to say.
Right.
But then I just think about the meat, of the story. Like, is there more of the story that you could tell? Sometimes we don't tell the story because we don't want to share it, or we're not sure how the other person might react to it, or whatever, But then it's our story,
I wrote a title, like this title come to me. What is your opinion of me? Do I really care? So I got to fill that in.
Is that the love piece?
No, I just thought about that, and I said, well, that's a good title. Maybe I can write something on that. What is your opinion of me? Do I really care?
That's good. Yeah, I like it. I don't know, Neil. I don't want to dominate the whole thing, but I don't know. What do you think about that title, man?
I like it.
I like it too.
Well, I like it. I mean, I like it. I mean, I like it. I like the title. I think I like it. And a lot of titles, like with you, Nat, the spirit talking to you, the spirit is communicating with you, and there it is. So it really doesn't matter what anybody else think or whatever. So you never take away, because the message you're getting is greater than what anybody on us can say, So it doesn't really matter. You connected with the Spirit and the Lord, and that's it.
I like it, Neil. That's good. Yeah. When the Spirit gives you something, that's why we start off talking about criticism. I'm not interested in Neil and I both. We're not interested in criticizing. We're interested in hearing. We're just interested in hearing your piece. That's all. Yeah. I don't want to be a critic. And some people used to say, what's that called? What do they call it when they talk about criticism? Constructive criticism. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, we deal with constructive criticism. I would say something like, if someone's putting together a story and they forget to put the plot, they got a story going, they forgot to address a certain thing, and they can say, you forgot to put that in there, or say, do that or whatever, his hands was tied, and all of a sudden his hands wasn't tied. You didn't show how he got his hands untied.
And that's not criticism. That's observation. Yeah.
Right. So that's little. That's like, I'm just. I mean, that's just telling you what So yeah, you have to go by you. You can't listen to what people say, and because like I said quite a few times before, when I my debut novel, when I was on a lot of Facebook communities, writing communities, a whole bunch of them. And there's one group, and they literally, and I shared some of the writings from my book, and I mean, they really laughing at me.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally laugh. I mean, they were laughing and I mean, it was just terrible. They said it was just the worst thing, everything. I mean, they criticized the writing, all. I mean, that damn gonna book won 3 literary awards.
Wow.
And I went back to them with that when it happened, and they were all shocked. Now they couldn't believe that it was done. Right? I said, well, I handed them the links where they can look it up and see.
Yeah.
Well,
but see, that's how people do. I mean, he's considered to be writers, but I keep saying there's no correct way to do the right thing. People get locked into certain things. They get indoctrinated as to this is how you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to do it this way, and that kind of stuff. And they indoctrinate you to do that. But there is no correct way to do the right thing.
That's their power, Neil. If they can make you feel as if you had to do it their way, that's their power. You don't have to do it anybody's way. Yeah.
And that's what they want to do. They try to make turn you to do it their way. And so no.
Think about rap. When rap first came out, everybody said it would last probably about 2 minutes. They said it was the dumbest thing in the world. No, but what are they talking about? They can't even understand the words. Now, at one point, it said in 2010, I think it was, I don't know. They said the top 10 records in the entire world were rap records. For the first time ever, one genre dominated the top 10 selling records in the world. One genre. It wasn't country, western, wasn't soul. This and that. Soul was hot, as we know. But they always tried to, give the antidote to soul with some obscure person we never heard of. They'd come out with some record and everything. And it's like, no, wait a minute, really? But the truth of the matter is, we all said it. We all thought the rap was going to die and it wasn't going to go anywhere. But I sat down and watched the documentary on Black America just the other day. And I think it comes in once a month or something like that. Anyhow, it showed these guys how they became multi-millionaires, billionaires, some of them are now, with these fashions. Guess what the fashions were? Cut off jeans with hole in the knees, all these kind of crazy outfits. But these guys looked at it and said, we're going to take the urban streetwear and make it into something that people will want. Everyone else looked at it like those are poor people to wear that stuff. They said, no, people wear that stuff. So we're going to make it. And so now they have all these names in fashion, people I never heard of. And these guys are sitting back on Wall Street and every place else making billions. And they're looking at us like, you didn't see that? I'm like, I still look at the fashion. I'm like, are you kidding me? Cut off jeans and all this kind of stuff. But they knew their audience. So just what they can't see, you can. If you can see it and you can create it, believe me, if you build it, they will come. Isn't that the phrase?
That's pretty much it.
Write it, they will read.
Yeah.
If you write it, they will read. Whoever they are, your audience will find you. And so what you have to do is you have to put it out there, let people laugh at it because they're going to laugh at it. But then here's that group that's going to come and says, oh yeah, we're laughing at it and we're going to buy it, and by the way, we're going to make this thing into something big. And
you think to yourself, why didn't I think of that? Some of this stuff is so simple.
It's so simple. Yeah. 2 guys on the beach. They looked at these kids. They were in Germany, I think they said. And these guys had this little round thing, and they was like going around there. And they said, look at this. And they thought it was so funny. And these kids had picked up these little tire iron things, whatever. And they were just doing this thing like a hula hoop. They came back and went to Mattel, the toy company, and said, we got this thing. And Mattel said, are you crazy? Ain't nobody gonna buy that. And they said, well, give it a shot, try it. They made this plastic thing and it took off. It became a hula hoop. Yeah, and guess what? They had TV programs around the hula hoop. And they were like, what? This is ridiculous. Yeah. You try to make the next big thing, and they come off this little plastic round thing that makes billions.
And I'm still trying to hula hoop.
Listen, there you go.
I got 2 in my shed.
All right. But the Slinky, the guy made a mistake. He made something that was a mistake. It fell down and went there. And he said, And he did it again, and everybody fell in love with it. And then they had to come up with a name for it, the Slinky. That was nothing but a mistake. That was just something that it fell out of his hand. And that thing went joop, joop, joop. And that became a best-selling toy. Now, come on, y'all. So yeah. If you do it, listen, if you write it, someone's gonna read it. Just keep on keeping on, you know. I picked up a book, and this is no criticism, but I'm gonna say this real quick. I picked up a book by somebody. I bought it, and there was no paragraphs or anything. It was run-on sentences. It was just word. I said, what? And it was a whole book. And I sold it to my wife. I said, who writes like that? You know, and the person, not only did she sell that book, but she's taken off and is just doing great things now. And so I remember thinking, was that a mistake? Did she do it on purpose? And it turns out that she did that on purpose. For whatever reason, the inspiration hit her and said, do it this way. And wow. I mean, you know, she doesn't do all her books that way, but she did that one book where she blurred the lines. You had to read the words and really try to read the words to understand. And it became a hit for her, you know. I mean, it wasn't number one on New York Times or anything like that, but she did well with it. She got discovered, you know. So yeah, don't think that what you write is not powerful. Someone's gonna read it. Yeah, someone's gonna read it. Doris Washington. I don't know if anyone remembers Doris.
I know Doris.
Doris started off, and I remember thinking, okay, Doris, and she's very, very gospel writer, you know, that kind of thing, and kind of syrupy at first. And Doris has just never stopped, and she finally hit her stride, you know, and now she's out there. She got about 10 books out. She's doing well. She goes all over the place selling her book in Barnes and Nobles and all that, you know. Hey, somebody's gonna pick it up. Yeah, she found her audience. Yes, she did. So anyhow, having said all that, hey, listen, time flies. Let's do this real quick. Brother Chris, can you bring up the first video for tonight? We greatly appreciate that. And by the way, I want to thank Chris again. He created the Wordshop, the Writer's Wordshop page, a new one. And we're going to ask him to display that again for people who have not seen it. If you could pour that up as well, the logo for the Writer's Wordshop page, Chris. And then if you folks, if you can find that page and see that, look at this. And that's powerful there. These are some of the famous writers from around the world, really, who are African-American writers. Many of these folks have been here to Harrisburg too, by the way. When I look at this picture, I'm like, hey, you know, that's really good stuff. Omar Tyree down in the left-hand corner there, Sonia Sanchez. They've both been parts of the Writers' Wordshop, came in. Omar Tyree out of Howard University, and he started writing his books and selling them out of his car. No one was buying his books. And he started going to bookstores, black bookstores, and said, you know, will you sell my book? And then he became one of the hottest authors in all of the United States. They literally ran him down after a while, trying to get him to sign up. And he's done great. Sonia Sanchez is seen as one of the great, pillars of our community as far as being, from the, the Renaissance, of the Civil Rights Renaissance of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And she's still going strong. She's in her 80s now. And we've had Sonia here at least probably about 10 times. But I consider her one of my mentors. She was at Temple University for years and just doing great stuff. The sister right here on the right here, I think that's Aria Matthews. I probably said her name wrong, but Matthews. But she's the poet laureate for Philadelphia, and she's going all over the country. I see where she was just in London doing a reading. She was here in Harrisburg at the Midtown Scholar bookstore, which really got me because I've been dying to meet her, along with Rick Kearns and also the poet laureate out of Lancaster. But she's really hot. Everybody's talking about her poetry. Of course, you see Toni Morrison down to the right, and you see next to her is a John Q. Killings, I think it is. And he's an outstanding author out of Pittsburgh. We're going down the line. I always look at the sister up top there. Of course, that's Zora Neale Hurston. It looks so much like Queen Latifah, that picture does to me. Every time I see that, I think, that's Queen Latifah. But anyhow, you can go on and on and on. Alex Haley, all these great writers. Just tremendous. That's a great picture, Chris. Thank you, man. Can you make the other one, bigger one, the circle? Can you show us that one that you created, the circle there, which just has faces? You showed that earlier. Yeah, there you go. And I wanted Nanette to see that if she hasn't seen it yet. don't know if you've been able to see that, and then there you go.
Oh my, I didn't recognize some people.
Do you see some folks on there that you
Now
may
I see.
know? Yeah.
It's nice.
Isn't that nice? Well done, Chris.
Yeah.
Well done, man. Yes, indeed. So appreciate that big time.
So,
Yes, indeed. Wait a minute. That's okay. Here's our first poet for the night. This is Ro Braddock.
yeah,
And this is Poetry with Ro. All right.
in her new city.
Yeah.
Let me check the volume on that real quick here.
Okay, sure. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, we got it. She's doing, she hasn't let any grass grow up on her feet. Chris showed us a picture earlier of her standing in front of Busboys and Poets down there in the area, in DC area. So here we go.
Hey y'all, it's Ro. It's been a little hectic
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
But guess what? I thought I'd tell you. I'm sitting here this morning enjoying a few of my favorite things.
I don't know if we can pull that up some. I can't hear Brother Chris. Yeah, that one's a little low. I don't know if
One more time here.
it sounded like she was trying to whisper, so I don't know if she's doing that on purpose, but yeah, that
Okay, let's try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll pick another one here.
okay, good. I appreciate that.
Hey y'all, it's Ro. It's been a little hectic here. But guess what? I thought I'd tell you. I'm sitting here this morning enjoying a few of my favorite things. It's fall, and guess what? I've got Starbucks pumpkin spice coffee and creamer, mind you. But guess what? I also wanted to tell you that Fried Okra and Green Tomato Poetry is live now on Amazon. But I wanted to share with you just a little thought before I end this video. I hope you do this. Come fully into the day. Embrace the yearning to thrive, flourish, and see over the horizon. Come on in. Leave your cares, worries, and tribulations, tired thoughts, and contradicting mindsets by the front door of joy. Just a little sample. I do hope you have an amazing day. And don't forget, Fried Okra and Green Tomato Poetry is live on Amazon. I'll talk to you later. Have an amazing autumn Sunday.
You got a little dramatic on us, but that's cool. That was a TikTok piece from Ro Braddock. Okay, way to go. Yeah, but her poetry is tight though, and that book of hers, Fried Okra, as she said, and was it Fried Okra? Oh, anyhow, and tomatoes. Just look up Ro Braddock, Braddy, and her full name is Rovinia Braddock. But her book is really good. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. Thank you, Brother Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, that she was also here in Harrisburg just a few months ago. It's only been about 2 months, I guess, or maybe a month. Anyhow, she was the one of the directors, if you will, of the wonderful play that Maria Child put on that really brought the house down. So Rose is multi-talented, and she has her own plays that she's written and all that. So it's really good stuff. Anyhow, good stuff, good stuff. Man, I see you're chomping there a little bit, so I'm not going to try to pull you away from that. Going to finish your food, and then we can get back into something. Let me remind folks that this is the Writer's Wordshop. We come on every Friday night from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. Right here on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg, and also on the Writer's Wordshop page as well, Writer's Wordshop, or you can go to Nathaniel Gadsden Writer's Wordshop and pick up the show as well. It's always on Facebook, and we always look forward to having new voices. So if you're interested in bringing your poetry, your prose, whatever it is that you write, bring it online. We'd be more than happy to have you. Okay, all right. So Nanette, you said 2 pieces that you wrote, and you shared one with us. And I like it, like I said, and I hope that maybe you'll think about expanding a little bit because that love piece is powerful. But do you have another piece also?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's called On the Outside, on the Inside. Jesus stepped out of his place in glory to bring us a place in him. So many people feel like they are looking through a glass window from the outside and long for their place on the inside. On the outside, it can be cold. Inside, we feel warm. On the outside, it can be so lonely. On the inside, we can find friends. On the outside, there are so many dangers. And the inside, we can find shelter and safety. On the outside, wickedness reigns. But on the inside, you can follow your heart. On the outside, our bodies are full of disease. On the inside, there is health and healing to all our bones. On the outside, there is carnality and natural feelings. On the inside, there's a spiritual wisdom and faith. On the outside, there is a brick wall. On the inside, the heart is soft and red like blood. On the outside, there is death and destruction. But on the inside, there is life everlasting. And I feel like I should say amen to that.
Amen to that. All right. Yeah. Good. That's good. That's good. Let's say the juxtapose, I forget the word, but anyhow, looking at the outside and inside, real cool. I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
It came to me today.
You got to write more. Yeah. And you're clearly someone who is writing from, you're a gospel writer, if you want to call yourself that, or a spiritual writer, however. But there's an audience there, and people will find you and they will read you, no question.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah, no question. Brother Neil, did you want to share with us?
Okay. I'll read, and I'll read from from my debut novel, Mirrors of Life.
Okay.
And this is the mother. It's the story of a mother who's struggling to break the chain of generational warfare. And so this is a small piece of what's happening in her life at this moment.
Okay.
Left with unsurmountable medical bills, a delinquent mortgage, and 4 children, Yvonne fell deeper into poverty. Unable to afford a lawyer or find pro bono, she filed the lawsuit, but the piling on of legal fees thwarted the Herculean effort to represent her husband in court. Loan shops in many forms approached with Mr.'s future NBA contract as the collateral. But Yvonne refused every offer, even the ones that said there were no strings attached. She sold her car and added a part-time job to supplement her full-time salary and worked every day except Sunday. She used the aged minivan as her transportation. Despite the tribulation, Yvonne kept her head above water. Every night and morning, she read the 3 framed scriptures on her bedroom wall. Quote, "He healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds." Psalms 147:3. Quote, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then we do with patience wait for it. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God." Romans 8:24-28. Quote, "For none of us liveth to himself, and no man dieth to himself. For whether we live unto the Lord, and whether we die unto the Lord. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord's. Romans 14:7-8. I'll stop there.
I like it. Oh man, yeah. Yeah. And that was from your first book.
Right.
Okay, good stuff.
That's the mother who is, her scriptures and faith in God is what's fighting her. She's going through a lot of challenges. I want to give up so much of what's going on, but there's a lot of things happening in her life. And it's hard to how she survived all of that and came out with her children intact.
Wow. Yeah.
But there were things that happened to her children too because of the environment in which she lived. So there was tragedy there also.
Well, I feel when you have scripture, it brings life to you, and you can pretty much get through anything, because that's what the word of God says, that we put all our trust in him. So no matter what, there's the word of God is life and is healing to all our bones, is one of the scriptures. So I take that to heart. And I think if people would really get it in their spirit and have enough faith to believe, but really believe, this is what I can do, anything, I can come through anything with God on my side. So,
and that's pretty much what the book is about. It's basically what it's about, and how with God you can persevere and overcome all of the different challenges, all the trials and tribulations that you face in life. So yeah, that's a very that's a very, very strong book. It's a very, very good story.
Right.
It really is. I mean, it really touches on a lot of things.
Yeah. Now, I do want to mention that, Neil, I believe in this issue coming up for August, the online magazine of the Writers' Wordshop, I think you have a piece in there, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So that's good, man.
It's a little romance. It's a romance piece.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to. Most of my short stories are longer than the 1,500 words. This one was, I think, it's the only one of the stories that I've written in the storyteller that's in that 1,500. That's under 1,500 words. All the other ones are pretty long short stories.
Sure. Okay, but I appreciate you contributing. And having said that, Nanette, I hope you'll consider, contributing a piece.
Well, Nate, did you get? I sent you an email with both of these writings that I wrote. You didn't
really?
get it?
Oh, okay. You sent it when?
That was last week.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Then I hope that they were okay. You sent them directly to me?
Yeah. Okay,
so I'll need to look for them, because sometimes things have been going to spam a lot. I didn't see it, but I will make sure that so whenever you're submitting to the magazine, all you got to do is send it to Writers Workshop Online at gmail.com. But we'll get it.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I tried to do that.
Oh, no.
I got to get my grandson to help me when he comes
home.
No,
just Writers. It's just like sending an email. Yeah, but just have to have Writers Workshop, and that's all one word. Yeah, they can't mix, don't separate the words out. Just Writers Workshop Online and then at gmail.com. But I will submit those again and see whether or not we still have there you go. See it at the bottom there? Writers Workshop Online at gmail.com. Yeah. And it'll say Sarita Henderson. And so what I will do, as soon as we're off here tonight, I will send those, I will look for those and then make sure that she gets those and see whether or not, still time. If not, then they'll go in for the next issue. But we won't be turning anybody down if we'll try to get the writings and put them in there. Yeah, so yes, indeed. Okay, Brother Chris is bringing something up for us. What we got? Oh, this is the magazine. Okay. He's going to show us an issue of Dance Month's magazine. Yeah, last month we had the premiere, and this is the front cover from from July issue. And then if you open it up, you just keep going through it, and it has different writings and articles and advertisement. And by the way, you can advertise. We have rates, and I can send those rates to you to advertise in the magazine. And we had a really good response for July, and we hope that we'll keep it going. And we're always looking for a gold sponsor to, make sure that the online piece is, being covered, as far as all the work that it takes to put that thing together, which is a lot. And Sarita is doing a tremendous job. Sarita Henderson. But anyhow, yeah, so please, anybody that's out there that's listening, if you have something that you would like to submit, whether it be a poem or short stories should be no longer than 1,500 words. We try to get things in by the 15th of the month, but we have some leeway there. We can work with it. So if you can get it in, though, it'd be great, and we'll see if we can get it in for the next month, or the month coming, or the following month. But we will try our best to get it in for you. All right, that's why we created it. That's why we did it. So anyhow, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Nanette, I will definitely get those tonight, and try to send those over to Sarita, and we'll see where we stand. Okay.
Question: when is it released? When is the release date of the magazine?
It's always the first. I would say the first week of the month. So we try to hit the first, but it may be the second, third, fourth, that kind of thing. But this one came out something like, I think, right around July the 4th or 5th. Yeah. So yeah, hit it online, and then we send it out everywhere. We ask people to share it, like it, so it could have a life of its own. People just keep sharing it and liking it, and it's all free. So yeah, hopefully it'll go into a lot of hands. And I actually reached out to a number of people from around the country who are like publishers, African American publishers, bookstore owners, people like that, to let them know that we had this online magazine, and they can encourage writers to submit. Or they can advertise. They may want to advertise. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Nate, I was going to come over there last night at the Axel preparatory.
Oh, I wish you had. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but then I was at the bike shop from like 2 to 6 and closed that. And then I just I came home. My son called me and said the family was at the bowling alley.
Oh, okay.
And I had forgotten all about that. So then I just went over there because Jamie Levette's son is in town with his family.
Okay.
So I don't know. He's leaving on Sunday. And my granddaughter and they went to Hershey Park today. So,
Nice. Yeah. But no, you did the right thing. I mean, we had more than enough mentors. They did a great job. And I still have a couple people that we're going to try to hook up, like the young lady who did biology. I do have a person who is a scientist who could be of assistance to her. And then there's one other person, the piano player. We needed, who's really good, who's a good piano player that might be willing to step in and maybe give her some pointers. You have anybody in mind, Nanette?
Well, it's a lot. Well, I don't know how busy they are. Larry Covert and James Porter.
Yeah, I thought about James, absolutely. I know he stays busy, but I forgot about Larry. Yeah, Larry Covert, yeah.
Yeah, Larry's busy too.
Now. Yeah, he's good too, yeah. I think she's a little bit more of a classical piano player, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I thought about Matt Granderson. I know he's classically trained.
Oh.
So I thought about him, yeah. So I might reach out to him and see if he can just spend some Zoom time with her. Just hear the piece and maybe give her some feedback. Because now it's all about just presentation, how she presents and all that. Okay. Good. Yeah, James Porter and also Larry Colbert. That'd be great. Very good. So anyhow, I mentioned about tomorrow, and I also said that we're going to do an awards banquet in October. So please keep that in mind, folks. We're still putting the date together. In fact, we have a date. I just don't want to mention it right now because we haven't totally solidified everything, but it's coming. And we're hoping to be over at the Central Penn College, which is a wonderful campus, and they have a beautiful facility. And we like to do our banquet there, and also have awardees and some entertainment, such as African drumming, dance, whatever it might be, singing, and then that,
Yeah.
all kinds of good stuff we would like to do, you know. And then what was another piece of it? Oh, but anyhow, you know, Kwanzaa's coming up in December, folks. So we do a pre-Kwanzaa program. We're looking at the second Saturday in December. So I want you to put that down now. If you're a vendor and you like to vend, you know, we try to keep the costs down, but we have a huge turnout usually for our Kwanzaa. So, you know, you sure would be worth your while. If you're profit, nonprofit, doesn't matter. You know, you might want to be there to get your information out. And then also we have, you know, hopefully we'll establish in September our monthly retreats over at Elizabethtown College. And also we have a wonderful connection now with Penn State Harrisburg, thanks to one of the professors there, who is also a tremendous writer. And she set it up for the, well, I know I think it's the first or second week in November, we're going to be at Penn State Harrisburg. So we're looking forward to that as well. But we're going to put all the stuff together in the newsletter. You'll see the announcements and all that good stuff. And I keep saying newsletter, in the magazine. And also we're going to put it on Facebook and all that. So yeah, it'll be good. And please keep our local AXO contestants in prayer, that they do their best. The only thing we're asking them is to do their best, because it's all left up to the judges, you know, no matter how good we think they are. The judges will have to make the final determination, and they have a lot of students to draw from. So, you know, the competition is thick, but we just want our kids to just do their best. We don't care, but, you know, it'd be nice to get the medals and all that, but that's not what it's all about. It's all about competing at your highest level. And that's what we're hoping that, you know, folks will do and embrace. And I mentioned also that Tasani, she won the bronze medal in traditional dance. And now she's down in Baltimore, and guess what? She came all the way up here last night just for an hour-and-a-half session to be mentored. And she came in, you know, and she felt like she got great advice from Nicole Wilkerson and also Pat Gadsden. They sat in with her and also the young lady who's singing vocal contemporary. She performed as she actually did her song, and she got great feedback as well. So anyhow, it's gonna be it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, she's serious.
Yeah, to drive all the way up here to get her parents, I think, brought her up here. But yeah, that's fantastic. You know, go ahead, sis. I'm like, that's the way it's done. You know, make that sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah. So anyhow, what else? There's what Capona's coming up? Is that correct?
The what?
Isn't that Capona that comes up pretty soon at the end of the summer here?
Yeah.
I know the Cultural Fest. I think that's in August, right before Capona. But the Cultural Fest is always a one dayer. Starts at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and goes until like it might be 10 or 11, whatever. But they always bring in a big name. We've had Sheila E. here. We've had don't get me going, all the different names. But anyhow, they bring in top-notch entertainment, and it's all free. And the only thing you have to pay for, like some of the vendors that have food vendors, you know, you pay them directly, but it's off the chart. You've been to it, right, Nanette?
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's really well done. Yeah. So we're looking forward.
I think they were saying something about Roots coming, but I know they're going to be in Hershey on the 29th, I think it is, this weekend.
Well, they're going to be with now. I know that I don't know if they're in Hershey, but I know they're being sponsored by the Harrisburg University of Science and Technology.
Yeah.
So I thought they're going to be there at Harrisburg University, but maybe they're going to be at Hershey. I don't know. But I know they're coming, yes. Yeah, sure. And they're hot. Yeah, the Roots are good. Really.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And then also they're having a big fest up at the Riverfront Park. I just saw some announcement that they always, do that. And that's always been big. They bring in everybody up that way. It's a jazz festival. And just last Saturday, they had Jazz Under the Stars.
I was up there.
Okay, how was it?
It was real. I stayed until 8:30. Okay. I didn't even see the featured person that was bringing the jazz. I wanted to get home before dark.
Right on. How did Dred Scott?
But it was really nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, a lot of turnout. A lot of people turned out for that.
Excellent. Yeah, we started to make our way up, and then we decided, just not. Because we were doing so many things last week. But I was glad that it happened and that it was a great turnout. And I've heard nothing but good things about it. So
right, it was nice. And the weather was perfect.
Yeah. How about that? The
Yeah.
rain held off
Do you
for a
see
minute.
Lizelle on and
Hey,
Dan
that's it.
Snowden?
Yeah.
Dan's
Dan's
on too.
Dan's on there? Okay.
Yeah.
Lizelle,
Sure
how you
am.
doing?
How you doing?
Hey, good, Dan. Really good, man. I'm glad you came on. I don't know. Did you guys? I have to lean on Chris one more time. Did you guys see the latest logo that Chris created for the Writers Workshop? Chris, if you could pull that
What
up, Dan and Zelle's on now. I'd like them to see that if they haven't seen it. The big circle. There you go.
Oh,
how about that? Well.
Uh-huh.
That's a really nice one, showing the participants and all.
Yep. Excellent. I mean, the brother just does amazing things. So that's
That
really
is
nice. Yeah. And then he created another a page for us. Can you show us into the page, Chris? The new workshop page. And it has some things up there, and we're going to keep feeding that. In fact, this real creative and real powerful. I like that. While Chris is pulling that up, we are going to have an awards banquet sometime in October. I did mention that before. The other thing we're doing is we're working with the Harrisburg Police Athletic League, and on November the 9th, we will be sponsoring a countywide, Dauphin countywide, poetry competition for middle school and high school kids. And it'll be 2 divisions. We're going to give out cash prizes to our middle school winners and cash prizes to our high school winners. And this was, being contracted by the Harrisburg Police Athletic League with Dr. Charles Stewart and, myself, and also, there you go. That's a good piece there too. But this is the actual site. And I love those poets that he was able to pull up. Yeah, so you can just go to Nathaniel Gadsden's Writers Workshop, and there's actually 2 sites up, but this one is the latest one. So when you see this logo and that heading, you're on the most current page. This is the one, okay? Yeah, good stuff. All right, good stuff. But listen,
Thank you for putting me in the picture.
Oh yeah, that was Brother Chris who did that. Yeah.
thanks. It's beautiful.
Yes, indeed. Excellent. Shows, and I like the cohesiveness of the family. I mean, we come on and we're all part of this thing. So yeah. So if you have one person in mind that you would invite to be a part of this, and you feel like they really do understand, the parameters of what we try to do on this particular platform, if you like to invite them to become a part and read some of their works, whatever, I would encourage all of you to do that. You guys come on every week, and you do a great job in your writing and producing. And so think about at least one person that you might want to invite to come on and be a part of this. All right, could be a young person, a person more seasoned. That's up to you. And we'll take you. We'll use your recommendation. You'll vouch for them, and they'll come on and do what they do. So. Lizelle, you're looking radiant tonight. You stepping out somewhere? What's going on up in here? Yeah, I mean, it's radiant here.
I feel I put a little color in my hair. I don't
There
know
it goes. It looks good. That's all right. Are you gonna read?
Yeah, I came home from work. I didn't change nothing. I just
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
came on.
Mhm. So are you gonna read anything tonight?
Yeah, I could read something.
Wonderful. Okay. Dr. Dan, you gonna read anything?
Oh, yes. In fact, what I'm going to read is something that Nanette had recommended. I mean, about the Broad Street Market Fire. I actually did write a poem about it.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Okay. Well, we'll do ladies first. I know Neil's read something already, and so did Nanette. She read 2 new pieces for us. Excellent. And so Neil is talking about bringing out his storytellers, by the way, sometime in September, October, which makes us all happy because the brother's going to make us wait until 2028. We're like, oh, you can't do that. But anyhow, yeah, man, this is good. So let's start with Lizelle. Lizelle, and I don't know if you had anything, any happenings that's going on up in your area, which is New York. Tell us about what's happening in your area.
Well, they fixed the sinkhole. We had a big sinkhole,
Wow.
yeah, so it's fixed now. That was the top of the news.
I saw that. Yeah, all
Yeah,
those
the
cars.
sewer pipeline burst, ruptured, and caused damages to people's homes. So all kind of sewer was all in people's backyard and stuff.
Okay.
It was a
Wow.
total mess. So it's fixed now, the sinkhole.
Yeah. And which part of New York was that?
Baldwin. in
Okay.
Baldwin.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
And that's the route I normally take to go to work with the bus. So
Okay.
the bus had to divert to Sunrise Highway, go all the way through the back roads and stuff to get to the destination. So it wasn't easy to do that.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Any festivals going on, or any book signings or anything that you know of up your way?
I have to, one of my coach, she's having something, I think is some kind of book reading or something like that.
Okay.
Edna White, I invite her a few times. I invite Jonathan a few times to come on, but you know, I told them to come, so I don't
That's
know.
okay. So you can do is
Yeah.
give the invitation.
Yeah.
That's up to them after that.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to see what latest going on. Other than that, just a little more sad news with crime and stuff. So I guess it's all over, you know. So that's about
Yeah, that's real there. Yeah, okay. Well, I know you have something to read tonight, and you always read with that powerful voice. So if you could share with us, I'd appreciate it.
Well, it's something I just not too long finished wrote. It's just a short poem. I was traveling, going on the bus this morning, and the rain was pouring. So I got a little memory of where I used to live when I just came here. So it's called Looking Back Through Times. It's just a short version of what it is. So it goes like this. The rain drops on the window panes as the train high on the tracks moved on from destination to destination. A time to reflect and gaze at the gray clouds. A thought in my head, the time in Babylon. Neighbors walk their dogs, recreation time for jokes and a light moment. Paved roads and sidewalks to jog as the trees danced in the air from gentle breeze. The fall brings in cool air and the smell of leaves on the ground that's home to the gentle creatures of the earth. Mother Nature knows her plan. She loves to make everyone happy. That's it.
That is certain sweet, but good though. Mother Nature knows her plans, huh?
Yes.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. An apt description of everyday life in one particular sense.
That's right. There you go.
It had more to it, but I just shorten it.
Well, you know, you can always elongate it. It's up to you.
Yeah,
That's
I'll do that.
That's a good piece. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to Dr. Dan, and then you will complete the trifecta. Dr. Dan, you want to read?
Certainly. Here's one called The Unfortunate Broad Street Market Incident. One early morning in Harrisburg, a monumentally sad event occurred. Once the Midtown residents learned of it, they worked rather quickly to spread the word. The Broad Street Market is the main focus, in operation since the Civil War, selling food types, both fresh and ready-made, along with clothing, jewelry, and much more. Regarding the incident in question, it was a fire, perhaps a market first, within the brick component of the place, which was then left looking for the worst. The conflagration had major impacts upon many businesses therein. While these entities did pledge to rebuild, there was the whole question of where to begin. Local and state officials paid visits to the now horribly damaged venue, pledging multi-governmental support for all businesses to start anew. Other avenues were soon developed to obtain funds for affected vendors, such as partial proceeds from ticket sales for our own Harrisburg senators. GoFundMe campaigns were quite numerous, along with other fundraising affairs. Impacted businesses soldiered on for a courtyard set up that was all theirs. Making the Broad Street Market whole again is what all its patrons truly desire. With the Christmas in July event boost, the place will soon recover from the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They should have a page for the market where anybody that wants to put a poem on or reading could put it on there.
No.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's a great idea. And
No.
you know, what we could do, hey Neil,
Your dogs, Neil's dogs.
you may want to mute. Yeah, I don't know if you want to mute yourself. But anyhow,
Sorry about that. The dogs, man.
yeah, I understand.
But that would be nice. That would be nice, you know, since it's a historical, you know, place and event and all that stuff. If they could just, everybody that wanted to say something about the Broad Street Market, you know, could have it on their page or something.
Well, here's the thing: we can create something through the Wordshop. Why not? And I like the fact that a bunch of local pastors have gotten together. They have something coming up on is it the 28th or the 29th? I don't know. We won't be here, but what's the date? Yeah, so
21st.
21st. Is it 21st? Huh?
Today.
Yeah, the day's the 21st. I think it must be the next the 28th or the 29th. But anyhow, let me see. I'll see if I can find it on the page real quick. But they're inviting all the pastors out. I think it's from 3 to 8 or 4 to 8, something like that. And they have a beautiful collage of pastors' pictures up. And I guess they're all persons who will be participating. And I sent out a thing saying I'd love to be there, but we're going to be up in Boston, but my heart would be there with them. So, you know, people are getting together doing things, and they're going to be doing praise and worship there at the Broad Street Market too. You know, so as poets, we can get together as we did for 9/11, and we all wrote a piece, and then we did a collaborative, and the Patriot News picked up on it. And I do see us on Facebook Live. This is great. And so we were able to get that published in the Patriot News. Big old piece, big old spread on 9/11, what 9/11 meant to us as poets. And so, yeah, you know, we can make that happen. So let's think about that. How would we do it? And we have a magazine. We also have this platform here. So we could take one Friday night and dedicate it to a reading in remembrance of in dedication of the Broad Street Market, and then ask each person to submit their poetry as Dr. Dan just did. Oh, there you go, the praise. So can you blow it up a little bit more so we can kind of see?
Unfortunately, you can't.
I can, okay. So I think I could find that on the scene. Okay, July 29th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it's 3 hours.
There's a lot going
on. Vendors, huh?
There's a lot going on that weekend.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, yeah. But you see all the pictures of the various pastors there, and this is great. That's a great lineup. And then you have vendors, live music,
nice.
Hot dogs and drinks. Yeah, good stuff. Great. So yeah, we can do, as poets, we can get together and do the same kind of thing. There's nothing stopping us, you know. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Dan already has his.
That's right. That's right. And that's a good piece. I like the rhyming scheme always. Well.
Right.
Yeah. So good. Okay. So let's talk about that more. And the Broad Street Market is not going anywhere. We have time. So sometime in August we can maybe pull that together. If everybody will write a piece, and then we can submit, and everything. For those of you who don't know, the Broad Street Market was founded in 1863. Wow. And it's been here in the Harrisburg community all those years. And it's like the hub, one of the major hubs of activity in the city. And so there was a major fire about a week ago or so, I guess about a week ago. And the fire, there's actually two sections. One section is like a block long, and it's closest to what we call 6th Street. The other section is a block long, or maybe say a half block long, and it's closest to 3rd Street. Well, the one that's closest to 6th Street is the largest, and it's a brick. They call it the stone, whatever they call it. And that's the part that caught on fire, the roof.
Stone Market and Brick Market.
Say it again.
The Brick Market was the one that had fire.
The Brick Market, okay. And the other ones, you say the Flea Market, okay. So anyhow, yeah, it was quite a blow to everybody. And that happened like early in the morning too. So I got up, I heard Rafika Muhammad reporting on it. And so I went down around 2 o'clock and started taping. And other people were there. Everybody was there. A lot of people were there with their cell phones showing it and taping it, But yeah, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the burning of the Broad Street Market, section of the Broad Street Market. So, and there's a lot of money's being pledged to rebuild it because that's 160 years old. That's a long time. I mean, that's older than, than Dan Snowden. I mean, come on now. Anyhow.
So Nate, that program for the 29th, where's that held?
It's being held at the Broad Street Market.
Oh, it's going to be at the market.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they it looks like it's gonna be outdoors. I think that flyer, let me see if we can find the flyer. But yeah, it's gonna be at the market.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So
From 5 to 8.
yeah,
5 to
5 to
8.
8. Yeah, 5 to
Okay.
8. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
I
Yeah.
gotta look at my calendar.
And don't forget coming up will be the the Cultural Fest, Dauphin County Cultural Fest. And I just want to find out who their attraction is going to be, because that always determines. I mean, it's always a big turnout no matter what, but especially when they have a big name. One of the great performances I think I've seen in recent years was the one put on by Sheila E. I mean, she was just electrifying. She never stopped moving, and she did all of her hits, and she was in shape. I mean, she was great. She really was. Yeah, so okay, I don't see the little flyer here yet, but I'll find it. Yeah, but anyhow, so let's keep it going. Let's start back with Neil again. Brother Neil, if you want to talk about any more of your things that you were doing, or any of the books. I know you have your one coming out, but you have other books as well. What other books do you have? I mean, you did your first novel. What else do you have?
Yeah, I'll read a little something from the second novel,
Okay.
which is actually it's actually part 2 to the debut novel.
Okay.
This is just a scene. Oh my, those dogs, man. This is a scene that occurs. Just to give you a background, Derek is the son of the mother who I read earlier. He has grown. He has turned into a venture capitalist. He is out there empowering Black communities economically, and he's developed some very serious enemies in high places because of the business that he's doing. He's undercutting retail and gas prices, and he's providing an avenue for Black entrepreneurs to be able to get their products out. He's had Black stores and all these things where there's actually sodas made by Black people, and everything is just made by Blacks. Black farmers, all the stuff they get from is all. So he has a lot of powerful enemies.
Yeah.
This is a scene that's occurring with him and his wife are leaving the doctor's office. He was led to the doctor's office late at night, and he's leaving the office with his wife. Derek wrapped his arms around her, and they exited the way they had entered. Her cries continued as they stepped out into the surprising darkness. Derek halted. What happened to the light? Juna's sobbing was the only clear sound as he scanned his surroundings in the moonlight. The thought to re-enter the building crossed his mind, but he stood in place and remotely unlocked the car doors while he continued to scan the area. He led Juna to the car with his left arm wrapped tightly around his shoulders and opened the passenger's door. Juna entered the car with increased tears. Derek closed the door with his eyes on the darkness that covered the trees 20 yards away. He slowly walked around to the driver's door with his eyes on the trees behind the car and waited a few seconds. He didn't see anything. I'm paranoid. He opened the driver's door and entered. His attention immediately went to Juna, who had puffy and bloodshot eyes. He kissed her gently. Everything will be okay. Derek started the engine and nonchalantly shifted the gear to reverse. In the rear view camera, he saw a person approaching with a silver handgun pointed at the car. Thoughts raced through his mind. He couldn't go forward because of the building. If he sped back, the gunman might shoot and hit Juna. With his eyes locked on the fast approaching figure, he held Juna's hand. She was unaware of the present danger. Get out of the car, the gunman yelled with the gun pointed at the driver's window. Juna screamed hysterically. Unruffled, Derek faced her. Stay calm, we'll be okay. Her breathing was ragged. I'll stop there.
Mhm. Always look for that line. I'll stop there.
I
That's the
want to
famous
hear
line.
some more.
Because what you say, Lizelle?
Oh my God, she had me like, you want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little long. I didn't want to go, but I could go a little bit. If you want to read one more page, I can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
With his foot on the brake, Derek lowered the window. I'm not getting out. Derek caught the face of a teen inside the black hooded pullover. His heartless expression changed when he saw Derek's face up close. He sensed that the teen recognized, you know who I am? With the back of his unarmed hand, the teen wiped the sweat from his forehead. You never shot a person before, have you? Derek said. Man, get out of the car, a cracking voice replied. If I get out, I will make it easy for you. If you shoot me, you'll have to shoot my pregnant wife. Are you ready to kill 3 people for a few dollars? She wasn't supposed to be here, but she is. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I am. The person who sent you knew my wife would be here. He didn't tell you? Why? Get out of the car. Derek stayed calm. You were supposed to shoot us before we got into the car. It was supposed to look like a carjacking. If you shoot us now, it will look like an assassination. The teen didn't say a word. His eyes reflected the confusion in his thoughts. Derek seized on the moment. I could offer you something that you don't have. What's that? A future. A future? Yes, redemption. Man, I don't need redemption. I need money. I got to do this or I won't have a future. Do you really think you will have a future if you kill me? You're not a member of a gang. You're nothing but a 2-bit car thief, and that's why you were sent. How much did they give you to kill me? $1,000? His expression turned. Oh, they gave you less. The white man gave someone $1 million to kill me. That person probably paid the one who sent you 100,000. You are getting less than 1,000 to kill 3 people. You were told to shoot me before I got into the car and to take the car to the chop shop, where you would get another 1,000 or 2 for the vehicle. Perplexed, the teen asked, how do you know that? Because if you were an assassin, you wouldn't have asked me to get out of the car. You would have shot through the window. You were sent to shoot us, but to make it look like a carjacking. I'm sure you have a record for stealing cars. That's why you were chosen. It's common sense. That is something you don't use. Okay. As you see, you're starting to offend the guy right now.
No, but you missed your line though. You're supposed to say, I'll stop there. Come on now, man. You missed your line.
Yeah, I missed my line. Yeah, I stopped there.
That was good though. That's good writing, man.
It gets on, man. It gets.
Mhm. I like that.
Love it.
Good stuff. Yeah. So, and now, which book is that from again?
That's Mirrors of Life Part 2, the fight for political power.
Okay.
It's a story, very strong book, man. Very strong book.
All right.
And
Try and get the first one.
huh?
I'll have to try and get the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one is good. First one is good. Second one is it's really
Better.
good. A lot here, man. It's a lot here.
I like the fact that you shared that one of the writers groups call themselves laughing at you, but that's what you call jealousy. That's what you call people not wanting you to succeed. Sonia Sanchez mentioned a couple things when she first started out, and she said how she walked away from a couple groups because she could feel the vibe, and also they just was off the hook. She said, but she almost stopped writing. She almost just got so turned off by all the criticism or whatever. And then she found her voice. And that's why I said, if you write it, they will read it. Just like if you build it, they will come. So, whatever it is that you're writing, just keep on keeping on, and try to perfect your craft. That's why we're called to, that's what we're called to do. I got to give hats off to Dan, Dr. Dan Snowden, who, created his own style, and he rhymes and he comes up with some really, perceptive things like the piece he read tonight. That's good stuff, that's good stuff. And he has a nice rhyming scheme to it and all that. So the main thing is just to write it. You can't give a critique of it or enjoy it or anything if it's not written.
Right.
So anyhow, let's keep on going. So Nanette, I'm come back to you. Let's do this before we come back to you. I'm gonna ask Brother Chris if he'll pull up another video for tonight. We sometimes neglect the videos, but I like the videos. They speak to us. Let's see if we can pull up something else for tonight. Okay, here you go.
Corruption. Those that have embraced you sees you as a way of life. Some calls you their solution, and to others, you have become a pattern. But I call you that unfriendly friend to humanity. Disguised behind the luxuries you seem to offer is nothing more but a mere vanity. Your acidity is spread across my city, compelling men to lose their sanity and dignity. Temporal are your gains, fading away like September rain. All of your deeds are crooked. Treachery and bribery are your offsprings of destruction. Slowly, you have crannied your way into our society, laying your invasive foundation with an intention of demolishing an entire generation. How I have watched you over the years, depriving the innocent of their rights, denying justice to the poor, and shutting up the mouths of those that have the powers to execute judgments. Ugly are your strategies for achieving your selfish desires. You choose to ignore those that are well deserving for that position. Yet, out of nepotism, greed, and bribery, your favor goes to the unfit. Our police tasted you and lost their powers to confront evildoers. Our lawyers encountered you and became voiceless. Even with the little voice left, you've made them truthless. Our doctors and medical professionals cross your path. Abortionists and murderers become their new identity. Our political leaders eat and dine with you daily, mastering your art of deception. They make fake promises and give false hopes of a better future. But underdevelopment and poverty are what they feature. Oh, corruption! You always reap where you do not labor. You are the very cankerworm and caterpillar eating up the produce of our society, leaving us in despair and anxiety. You are nowhere yet everywhere with your scanning eyes, searching for a victim to victimize, brutalize, and scandalize. Corruption, a matter of disaster that only scatters what's better. A contagious virus that has crept its way into the heart of many. If we choose to neglect the fact that this is a killer disease, we won't have peace to live a life of ease. Let us all join the quest to eradicate this foe. Out of this level, our nation can outgrow. Render a helping hand to stop the spread of this virus. Let's put an end to corruption.
All right. I wonder if part of sound like she's from the continent. I wonder if part of it said El Shaddai TV and El Shaddai Academy.
South Africa? Is that
South
South
Africa?
Africa?
It was South Africa?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, I thought, okay. I thought I heard the voice.
She seems so young to have such knowledge of what
Yeah,
was going on in the world.
But you know what unfortunately, and I you know, I'm sure others on the, you know, can speak to it. In certain parts of the world, our youth are forced to grow up way
Yes.
too fast. Even here in these United States, we have a lot of young people who are seeing way too much at a very early age.
Yes.
So we were amazed at what they know, but they know what they see, you know,
Right.
what they live in, the environment and all that. So yeah, she saw all the corruption and she spoke on it.
Mm.
Do you know, I heard something just yesterday. It was amazing. We had a not yesterday, the day before yesterday. Wednesday. We had a staff meeting of chaplains, and this one chaplain said, "Oh, I want to give a win," and she was all excited about what she was getting ready to tell us. And she said that a chaplain here from Harrisburg went to Haiti and has been doing work in Haiti, and it's been really, really tough there. And she said, but this chaplain was able to bring together 3 warring factions. There are 3 major gangs who have been controlling Haiti. And she said, for the first time in 6 months, people have been able to go outside and go to the stores and different things because these groups have gotten together and said, okay, we'll let the people, you know, whatever it's here. But people don't know the devastation that is currently gripping Haiti. And she said that these gangs are so vicious and so, you know, controlling. But this one, you know, person was telling this chaplain how for the first time in 6 months, she's been able to go to the store because you don't want to go to the store, you get robbed, you know, beat up, murdered, whatever, especially if they thought you had money. So just amazing stuff. We go to the supermarket like ain't nothing to it, you know, the whole bit, and other parts of the world. And we just, you know, we just don't know. So we don't know, so we don't speak out on it. But hopefully we educate ourselves, and then as writers, you know, we speak on these things and help hopefully bring some, you know, liberation to our people. And these are our people, you know, they're just like us.
Yeah.
Here, you know, yeah. So anyhow.
I know we when we cruised to Haiti, you know, they had warned us about certain areas we shouldn't go in. And they have their own island that they take us to on the Caribbean. But it's still different vendors, you know, going up around the mountains and stuff like that. Yeah. And there was a lot of guards there, even when we sat and ate and stuff.
Labradee?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went. And,
that's where I did the zip line. Oh boy.
Yeah, you did the zip line? No, I ain't doing no zip line. But yeah, I was a little disappointed because I was thinking to myself, okay, I do want to see Haiti and, you know, figure out, but Labradee is really like going to Hershey Park as far as I was concerned. I'm like, well, now we had a dynamic tour guide there. This guy he took a chance. He told some pretty rough history. And he said, you know, not everybody's going to tell you this. And he broke it down. And there were some people in the you know, they're from the cruise ship and from other cruise ships. They weren't comfortable because this guy was telling you how it is. Right. He's a young Black guy. He was like, hey, I don't care about this job. You know, if y'all came here, you want to know, I'm going to tell you. And he broke that thing down. So, yeah, it's, you know, we need to be aware of what's happening so that as writers, we can speak on these things. Even when we're telling our stories, you know, we can incorporate some of the stuff. That young lady, like you said, she was very young, but she knew about corruption now. And that video showed that, yeah. So anyhow, good stuff.
What about what they're doing now in Florida regarding those schools?
Oh, yeah. Oh, but listen, did the vice president break it down or what? Wasn't she good today?
Yeah.
Kamala Harris kicked butt down there today. I like what she had to say. But man, these cats are getting bold. I mean, they're going to call for the bringing back of slavery pretty soon, aren't they?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, man. So
I know
this is the kind of stuff that, because of that, you know, when they're looking at, as we sit there, we're looking at this thing of the fighting over the states, Roe versus Wade, and you see the turnover. They're trying to get everything back into the states.
Yeah.
And that's what led to the Civil War. Because the states were in control of certain things, and the South didn't want to get rid of slavery.
Yeah, that's right.
So they defied against the federal government. And then even in the 60s, that when the feds went down there for civil rights and stuff, they were like, you in Mississippi now. Shit.
That's right. Yeah. Look, Smyrna, Goodman, and Cheney was supposed to be an example of what could happen to all y'all if you don't stop.
Yeah.
Think
So
about that.
I missed this. What was it going on down there in Florida other than?
Well, the governor, of course, is sanctioning all this crap. He's claiming that he's not, but they had the legislature and what was it? The educational board got together and decided that they're going to change the narrative of what slavery is all about. And part of what they said was that slavery actually was good for Africans in some sense because they taught us skills.
Yeah.
And that those skills were becoming life-affirming skills.
Slavery
right?
benefited us.
Benefited us, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they thought. It benefited us.
Oh my
The other way
goodness.
around.
Listen, we went to the South.
That's why our people were taken, because we had them. We had those skills.
Oh, we had those.
As far as I know.
Skills.
Of course, yes, we did.
Skills.
Absolutely, we had all that. We came. We the one taught them.
There's a white professor, man. This cat, I didn't know he was a professor. He was our tour guide driver in South Carolina. And this guy broke this thing down. He said Jim Crow was just as bad as slavery. He started from there, then he started going back. And he said the African brought a lot of skills, and it brought rice and other things that they didn't know about,
Right.
But they became rich off of our stuff.
Right.
Right.
That's
Unbelievable, right. Man. But now they're going to change the narrative to show where they helped us out.
Right.
So was this a news?
That's what they're doing. Teaching that to the kids, man.
Was this a news broadcast?
Yeah, this was just happened today, and Kamala Harris spoke on it today. She specifically went to Florida to address this. Yeah, but check out World News Tonight, or check out some of the
check it out.
CNN and stuff like that. They're talking about it. Yeah. But no, man, they're getting bold down there. They're getting bold all over the country, quite frankly.
They are.
Yeah, they're getting bold, man. And then they're gonna tell us, "Oh, you playing the race card?" What the? I never understood that whole card thing. This ain't no game. What are y'all crazy? A race card, And then have the nerve enough to take away affirmative action, but they're still going to keep in the legacies and all that, which is affirmative action. These colleges. Well, my parents went here, so now I can go here. What are you talking about? That's just ridiculous. But they make us look stupid. They make us look stupid. Man, don't get me going on that. You got me fired up.
It's like the Supreme Court voted that, they said they had to, in the redistricting, the gerrymandering, they were doing that law. They had to change that. But Alabama lawmakers refusing to do it.
Yeah, because they can't.
Yeah,
they don't care.
They're like to help with the Supreme Court.
Oh, we done made Martin Luther King a national holiday. Oh, not here. They don't. No, Arizona. We ain't doing that. I mean, they, like you said, the states' rights. They'll do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Coming out of the states, man. So that's what I'm saying. It's really we're in some very dangerous times. That's all there is to it.
It's all there is to it.
To be aware. That's a dangerous time because
now even the poets are historians, so we're the storytellers. So when you think about it, the way most of us learned anything was through our writers, right? So the poets, the musicians, the singers, and a whole bit. So we have got to understand that our role then is to be on top of the stuff, and then whatever our politics are, whatever our things, whatever our take is, we should be using that and talking about these things, whether it be in a novel, whether it be in a poem, whether it be in a historical document. If we don't tell the story, then who's going to tell it? And believe me, they will tell the story. That's what they're doing down there now. They said, but by the way, after a while, you're going to have black people walking around talking about, yeah, slavery was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, there was a guy literally here in Harrisburg, and I don't want to put anybody down, call him no names. He was on our show on Life Esteem. We are on Channel 21, a CBS affiliate. And he literally said those words 20 years ago. And he's a guy, he sat there and this man said, well, slavery was actually a good thing for for Africans. He said, because they had a job, they had this and that. And we were stunned. I mean, this guy said that 20 years ago. And he said it more directly than the doggone Florida folks are saying it right now. He was like, he didn't understand it. And he was doing this whole thing about money. His whole thing was money and money. Black people just don't know nothing about money. I said, what the heck do we have here? So then I had to just go on deep into it because, I ain't going to sit there and listen to that nonsense. And we have to tape in the Life Esteem show. I said, man, the next time we get somebody like that on there, I'm going to say, cut. This is ridiculous. Time out, man, time out. Yeah, that was shocking, but that's 20 years ago. But remember back in the day, guys like Walter Williams, Just start naming them. I mean, they had a whole cadre of dudes who were out there singing this kind of stuff, and they were black people, you know. And so those guys, and they think that they're absolutely right. Shelby Steele. Read some of Shelby Steele's books. Read Walter Williams, these economists and all these guys. They were saying this stuff 20, 30 years ago, back in, 1995. I mean, those guys were really hot. Even Tony Brown's journal, he turned his thing, Black Perspective, he turned that thing all the way around. Tony Brown Journal, that's what it's called, Tony Brown's Journal. And he was a professor at Howard University, head of the communications department. He turned that thing around. The next thing you know, he sounded more like Trump than Trump. I was like, that's real. I'm not making that stuff up. That's real. Right. It's like, but we didn't speak out then, Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that Candace girl, you haven't heard. Well, I haven't heard about her.
Candace is it Candace Owens? Is that her name or something like that?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. She's paid informant. Come on, she's paid to say that stuff.
That's sad.
Yeah. This is just, They say if you really want to become famous, go against the grain and be outrageous. That's all you got to do. Just be outrageous. Well,
I do want to say this here. They put this flyer in my door today. The Faith Action Family Festival. Have you heard anything? It's free event tomorrow at the Forum Auditorium.
I did hear about that. Yes.
Okay, and they're gonna give out back to school bash from 1:30 to 3:30. They're gonna give away backpacks filled with school supplies. They're gonna have food, inflatable games and prizes and live entertainment for children.
What time does it start?
Huh?
What time does it start?
That's 1:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then on the inside, the doors open at 3:30 for the forum. It's going to be from 4 to 9. And they're going to have performances by Joel Vaughn. Do you ever hear of them?
No, but I saw him advertised. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And James Crumble, he's the MC. And the special speaker is Sarah Gillock. Have you heard of her?
No.
No.
Okay. But no, that sounds great. And who's putting it on again?
It says Faith into Action Family Festival.
Okay.
That's what it
doesn't say any sponsors at all?
Yeah, well, it says for more information, call harrisburg1st.org or something.
That might be one of those plants.
And they're going to give away $1,000 in cash prizes throughout the night.
Nice. Okay.
You got to be present.
Yeah, that's very good. Well, hey, I hope it's very successful. I just saw it for the first time, like I think today or yesterday, and I thought, when did this pop up? But this is great. Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, listen, I know we are about that time. Folks, what time is it, by the way? Does anyone have a
6 minutes of or something?
6 minutes of? Okay, let me see.
8:57.
8:57. Got 3 minutes. Okay, anybody, last word from anybody? A quick little short piece or something that's coming up? Anyone has something?
Yes, tomorrow, one of my friends, she is having a iRise event.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be honored in the event.
You'll be honored.
Oh, listen at her.
Fantastic, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Now, where's it being held? Up there in New York?
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New York. Go ahead. That's fantastic. Okay.
Are you going to have any of the video or something on your Facebook or something like that?
What I'll do, I could put it, try and get it. I could text the name of the person who will have it. I believe she will be doing it live. Her name is Cleo Natasha.
Okay.
I believe she will be streaming it live. So once it's live, I will put it up and we'll send it to you all, and you all can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we'll try to.
I supposed to. She asked me to do a poem because I did one already in another event for her mom. And she said, I want you to do another poem, but this time she don't want me to read it. I said, I don't know if I can do it in front of all these people. She said, you can do
it.
That's right. No question about that. So let me ask you a question. What time is the event?
It starts at 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
So once I could get it, I'll send it to you all.
We'll look out for
Jeanette,
it.
I think I sent you a friend request on Facebook. I'm not sure. I don't know if you answered.
All right.
No,
Well,
no.
listen, we're gonna call it a night.
You sent me
I'm
one?
gonna-
You said you sent me a friend request?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to look then.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't believe them and I
Yeah,
don't
me too.
click onto them, so.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. Yeah, but
All
listen,
right.
being on, all respect to Brother Chris, we're gonna, call it a night. But I really want to thank you all for coming on once again. And I like the idea, by the way, Nanette, of doing the tribute pieces.
I'm gonna work on it.
Let's work on that, yeah. And listen, everybody, just keep writing, keep doing what you're doing. And one day I want to get all of us here in one spot. I don't care if you got to come to New York, go to North Carolina, or come to Harrisburg. We need to hook up, okay? Everybody have yourself a great evening. See you next time, okay? All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Neil and Lizette, y'all can write about the market. Just go on the webpage and see about what the market is all about.
Yeah, I'll check
Good
it out.
stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Forestry.
Okay,
I'm gonna include that in something in my upcoming book now, because one of the heroes is from Harrisburg.
All right.
All right, bye, everybody. Be safe.
Bye.